Hey guys, you know I'm always searching for the best iPhone editing app for you, and I found one that honestly might solve almost every gripe I've ever had about these iPhone editing apps. It's called InShot, and today I'm going to show you how it works. You know me, I'm Jen Jager, Creative Director at Plum Productions Professional Video Services, educator here at My Video 101. Have you subscribed to my channel yet? If you want great product reviews like the one you are about to see, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so you never miss anytime I post a new video. So let's talk about InShot. It's super highly rated in the App Store and it does a lot of cool things, but it also is really functional as well. So let's dive right in and I'll show you how to use it. So let's open that InShot app. And you can see here that you can create a video, a photo, or a collage. Of course, I like to talk about video, so that's what we're gonna do. Hit that green new button to get started, and it opens up your camera roll. I'm gonna scroll down to these really cool shots I got on a vacation in Hawaii. Try not to be too jealous of my trip, but I'm just gonna go ahead and select some of these videos and bring them into this project. Hit that green check mark to bring them in and just wait while the videos import. Now, a lot of the apps that I review take forever to import the clips, but for whatever reason, InShot is really quick. So even though I've just selected a whole bunch of shots, it doesn't take long at all to bring them into the app. Now that I've imported all my clips, the first thing you want to do is set your canvas size. I don't know why the canvas isn't the first setting on the list of settings here in this app, because to me, it's like the first thing you need to do, the first decision you need to make, but let's hit it now. And what's great about InShot is that it gives you sizes for all your social media. I mean, we're talking everything. You've got TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, IGTV. I mean, everything is in here. Even old school 4:3 aspect ratio, that's what your old TV used to look like. Everything's in here. You know me, I'm gonna pick that 16:9 aspect ratio to go with my YouTube channel. We're gonna hit that check mark and let's move ahead. So as you can see here, I've got all of my clips laid out in the sequence in which I selected them, but that's not necessarily the order in which I want them to appear. So if I want to move these clips around, it's really simple. You just kind of hold your finger on one of the clips and all these little boxes pop up. Grab one by holding your finger down on it, and you can see I can drag it later or sooner in my sequence. So once you've got all your shots in the order you want them in, go ahead and trim them up. So usually when you're shooting raw video, even if you're a pro, maybe the beginning of the shot or the end of the shot isn't perfect and you really just want to grab that middle bit, by trimming your shots, you can shorten the duration of those shots. You don't want them to be too long. You can also make sure you're getting the best part of every single shot. So to do that, you just want to select your clip and hit the trim button, which is those little scissors, and then use these little sliders to pick your favorite part of the shot. So this individual shot that I'm working on now is kind of long. I don't really want it to be that long, so I'm just trimming it up for length, not really for content. Hit that check mark and you are done. There's a lot of other basic editing tools in InShot aside from the trim when you're first laying out your clips. They're pretty basic. One of them is you can change the speed, and I have a lot of feelings about changing speed of video after the fact, and I made a couple videos about that, which I will link to down below. You can rotate the clips, which I love because that's something a lot of other apps don't do. You can even flip the clip, so it's like a mirror image of yourself. You can copy it to duplicate it, or you can delete it once you've chosen that. All right, so now once you've got all your shots laid out, you've trimmed them up, and you know exactly how you want them to look, this is where InShot really stands out. It's time to have some fun with filters, effects, text, and a lot of other fun things that InShot offers you, even in the free version. So let's have some fun with these clips. Cue your playhead up to the shot you want to adjust and hit that filter button. You can see here all these different color options pop up, something you probably have seen in an app like Instagram or a lot of other video editing apps. I'm going to stick with the original, but I am going to scroll down here so you can see the different options. Now, the first batch are free. The rest are in-app purchases. You can buy them for like a couple bucks in a pack of 5. But like I said, I'm going to stick to that original. And then I'm going to move over to the effect tab here. So hit effect. And this is where there's some like really cool effects that you can apply to your video. And what's great about InShot is that you can actually preview the clip with the effect on it before you commit to it, which is not something every app does. So I really like that a lot. I'm actually going to use this neon one. I really love it. I think it makes the mountains in Hawaii look really cool. And what's great about this effect here is that when you click on the neon button again, I can dial down how affected it is, so the neon is kind of like subtle, or I can crank it way up and really make it look wild. I'm gonna stick kind of in the middle, and then to apply that effect, I just hit that check mark, and then let's look over here at adjustments. Here's where you have more basic filters that you might expect, like playing with the contrast or the saturation. I'm gonna keep my shot as it is because I really like the way it looks. So to save these settings, just hit that check mark, and we've done it. So once you've applied the filters you like to your videos, you can start adding even more elements. One of the things I really love about InShot is the text effects. You get a pretty decent amount of fonts to choose from, and then you can make those fonts do really cool things. So let's take a look at that. So let's hit that text button, and you'll see what pops up. Here's a little text box. I'm going to type aloha in, and you can change the color of the font over here, and you can even add a border or drop shadows, and you can even play with the opacity, and that is so great. Most apps don't do all of these things. Let's scroll through real quick all the different fonts you can choose from. It's not a ton of fonts, but they are good fonts. There are, a lot of variety there. They're easily readable. They're pretty bold, which I like because, when you're adding text over video, it's not always easy to see it. So it's nice to really have a lot of bold fonts that'll look great over a very multicolored, busy background like what we've got going on here. So I'm gonna choose like kind of an orange color and put a border on it in yellow, and then I'm going to grab the word and spread my fingers to make it bigger, and then I can like grab that text and put it anywhere on the frame, which I love. So now let's just, of course, hit that check mark to save it, and then see what happens here. The word aloha is now above my video, and what I love about this is I can reposition it just by holding my finger over that text and dragging it wherever I want. So I can have it just over my first shot, which is exactly what I want. And then if I tap on it really quickly, you'll see these handles appear, and I can stretch or shrink the duration of that text, which is awesome. Another great element you can add in InShot is stickers, and it's really fun. There's lots of little graphics you can add to your video, and I found the perfect sticker for my Hawaii video, so let's go grab it. So click on over to sticker, and I'm gonna scroll down and look at that, a hibiscus flower. I don't know how I got so lucky, but it fits perfectly with my theme. I'm gonna select that, and again, I can easily move it around the screen. And then if I want to add the aloha text overlapping that hibiscus flower, I just click on aloha and it brings it to the front. Now again, watch that again. I'm going to click the hibiscus flower and see how it popped it to the front of aloha. Now I'm going to click aloha and the hibiscus flower is behind it. All right, now I've added my cute text and my cute sticker. Let's make them do some really cool stuff, because not only can you apply cool filters to your video clips, but you can even add great animations to that text or even to the images that you add after the fact. So to edit the way the text animates on, just click that text and hit that edit button, and then click this little moving circles here. That'll give you all the options for how your text can appear in the video. I'm going to hit this right arrow, and I can see how that happened. It just kind of flew on from the right. I can make it come on from the left. I can make it come down. I can make it come up. I can make it wipe on in different directions. And I can even make it scale on, or shrink on. You might want to cut that out. Okay. So I think the one I like best is where the aloha comes on from the left and slides right. So I'm going to select that and hit that check mark. Now let's play with that hibiscus flower. I'm going to click that hibiscus flower in my timeline, hit that edit button, and see, let's look down here at where it says loop. This is where you can do some really cool stuff. I can make that hibiscus flower bounce up and down, oscillate, really go crazy, spin around and rotate in both directions, flip around, flip up and down. I can make it beat like a heart, which I kind of love, or I can make it swing, and I can make it blank. I'm gonna choose that heart one, but see how like dramatic that heartbeat is? You can change how fast the heartbeat goes by playing with the duration setting here. See how it's going very slow now. And you can make it loop less often so it has a little bit of a pause. So I'm gonna leave it like this. I think it's really cute. And let's play that back and see how it looks. So cute, right? Okay. Now, one of the other things I love about InShot is that you can play with the volume on each individual clip. So in some of the shots are like great waterfall shots, and I really want to hear that natural sound. But in other cases, the shots are from a helicopter and you really hear like the rotors going, and I don't want to hear that. So I'm going to go through every single clip and decide which ones I want to hear the ambient noise on and which ones I don't. So now that I've adjusted all my audio levels, I want to go ahead and add some background music to my video. So let's head on over to that music tab and see what we can find. So here you have tracks, effects, or you can record a voiceover or maybe sing a song if you want to make your own music and you're a composer. Let's select tracks and I'll show you what you've got. You can import music, but they also have a music library that you can select some songs from. Here's my thing about this music library. It's not organized in any way, shape, or form. You really have to take a lot of time to go through and click all the tracks and find one that might kind of work for your video. The tracks are not amazing. I would say of all the things that I love about InShot, this is like the one thing I'm not really crazy about. I just wish some of the titles of the tracks were more descriptive, if they were sorted into some sort of mood or tempo or anything, but it's really just like very hit or miss, very Wild West. You gotta go in, listen to them all, and just find one that you think works okay. So I've gone ahead and selected my music, and the last finishing touch we need to do is add some transitions between the shots. InShot has some great transitions, so let's take a look. So in order to add a transition, just click one of these white dots between your clips, and a lot of these you have to pay for. But this whole first row here, basic, is included in the free version. Some of these transitions, you know, I think are a little gaudy. If you know me, I'm kind of more of a simple is better kind of girl. But I do like that as you click on them, you can preview each transition. I'm also of the mindset that you don't really need fancy transitions between every shot. I don't think it's necessary. I'm kind of a fan of straight cuts with cool transitions strategically placed within the video. So for me, if we're going from just beautiful scenic shots to maybe the helicopter ride that we took, that might be a good place for a transition. And then from the helicopter shots to the zip lining shots, that also makes sense for a transition. So really be mindful of where you're putting transitions. Transitions usually kind of imply a jump in time or scene. So within one scene, I don't think you really need a lot of like fancy, crazy transitions. So just try to like use a little restraint when you're using these transitions. All right, so I've selected all of my transitions. Let's export this video and see how it came out. So what do we think of the InShot editing app? You guys, I have to give this one 2 huge thumbs up. A lot of other editing apps that I've reviewed on my channel always have something missing. Like Splice is great, it's such a workhorse of an app, but it didn't have good text features where the text could animate on and make it really fun. And then there was another platform I reviewed called Funimate, which had great filters, but you couldn't adjust the audio levels on the raw video, which was so crazy. So InShot kind of takes care of all of those things. And even the free version has such great filters, text effects, and other bells and whistles that you don't have to upgrade and buy those in-app purchases, but those in-app purchases are so cheap and some of them are so great that if you saw something you really liked, I would totally recommend that you spend a couple bucks to get those other filters. I love InShot because I felt like I had tons of control. I felt like the sequence setup was very similar to the professional editing software I use on a daily basis, where everything was kind of laid out in a similar fashion, and it really made a lot of sense to me as a pro, and it wasn't glitchy at all. Bringing my media into the app was like this, which not all of those apps import everything so quickly, and exporting was almost just as fast. So I gotta say, InShot is a huge winner in my book, but if you know of something that you think is better that I should take a look at, let me know in the comments, because while InShot is awesome, there were a few things about it that I think could have been better, including that music library, which was just totally disorganized and didn't have a lot of content in it. So the search for the perfect editing app continues. So let me know if you know of anything else I should see. And if you want to see more great product reviews like this one, make sure you subscribe to this channel, ring the bell, and I'll see you next Monday.